Okay, so the next question is increase 200 by 17%. It's question number 12. So the number is 200 and we want to increase that by 17%. That means we will work out what is 17% of 200. So on your calculator, you will type 17 over 100, multiply that by 200. Okay, and you need to write this calculation down as well, so you need to get the mark. So 17 over 100 times 200, that gives you 34. Increase means add. So we add 34 in 200, and that gives you 200 plus 34, which is 234 altogether. Okay, and that is your answer. Write down the whole number values of x where 3 less than equals to x less than 8. Okay, so we need to work out what values comes between 3 to 8. So x can be any number which starts from 3, which is greater than equals to 3 and less than 10. So if I show you on the number line, this is my number line. Okay, and it starts with 3. So it starts with 3. 4, okay, between 3 and 8. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now x can be greater than and equals to 3. So this line here, so less than, greater than, equals to that. This line tells you that it's equal as well. So that means x can be any number which is greater than and equals to 3 and it's less than 8. That means you will show on a number line like this. If you want to write down the whole numbers, whole number values, that can be 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We will not include 8 because x is not equals to 8 here. X is less than 8. So this symbol here is telling you that x is less than 8, not equals to. Question number 4, draw two straight lines inside the rectangle to split it into one trapezium and two right angle triangles. Okay, you may practice on this diagram here. You can use different ways. I can show you two different ways where you can put one trapezium, where you can make one trapezium and two right angle triangles. Either you can draw one right angle triangle like this. Okay, and one right angle triangle like this, and you can see there is a trapezium in the middle, which is like this. This is your trapezium. Okay, and what else you can do is you can draw another way of drawing this as well. Like you can draw a right angle triangle like this and this. Okay, and these are two right angle triangles as well. And you will have a trapezium in the middle, so it should be a slightly okay, so it should be like, so you need to leave a gap in the middle basically to make a trapezium in the middle like this. Okay, and your line needs to be straight to get a right angle triangle here. So either way is correct, and both answers are correct here. You can use any of these to answer this. Question number 15, Jan is trying to work out the size of angle x. So we need to work out this angle x here. He assumes that ABC is a straight line. So this is ABC, this line is a straight line from this point to this point. What answer should he get? So if the line is a straight line, that means angles at a point on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. That means that if we know that this angle is 100 degrees, this angle will be 180 minus 100, which gives you 80 degrees. So this angle will be 80 degrees if this line is a straight line. Okay. So in a triangle, all angles add up to 180 degrees. That means 80 plus 40. Okay, that gives you 120, and if you take away from 180, that gives you 60 degrees, okay, which is the missing angle, which is this one here, right? 15b says, in fact, angle ABC is 178 degrees as shown. So what effect does this have on the size of angle X? So if this is not a straight line and this angle is 178 degrees, the effect is that it is larger than the answer to part A, because obviously you are not taking away 180, you're taking away from 178 here. Okay. Question number 16. The graph below shows a shop's daily profit over 2 weeks. Um, Profit, and then we have so this is the graph. Okay, the dotted line is telling you this will be for week 1, which is a dotted line. Week 2 is a solid line here. The daily profit is rises in pounds. Okay, and we need to write down the profit on Thursday of week 1. So week 1 is represented on a graph with the dotted line. So Thursday, if you see the dotted line, that is a profit which is £160. Okay, so this is the point where where you need to put across, and that is £160. That is the profit. That's the answer for this one. 16b, the total profit on Mondays for the 2 weeks was £260. Which day had the highest total profits for 2 weeks? So if you look at the graph again, the total profit on Mondays for 2 weeks was 260. Which day has the highest total profit? So if you look at the graph, the highest point on the dotted line is on Friday. This point here. Okay, and similarly for the week 2, so this is for week 1, and for week 2 the highest point is either you can use the Saturday one, okay, or the Friday one. So you need to do some calculations to work out that which day is giving you the highest point. So if I calculate how much profit they made on Friday, so the Friday is 140 plus 200. Okay, that gives you 340 altogether. And if I calculate for Saturday, that is 172 plus 80. Okay, and that gives you 352. Okay, that means the highest profit shop makes is on Saturday, which is £352, and so that is your answer for this. So £352, and it's on Saturday. Okay, so 16C says that shop is closed on Sundays. The manager decides to close the shop on one other day each week. Use the graph to decide which day she should close. Give a reason for your answer. So you can choose either, if you go back to this graph here, so you can either choose on Monday or Wednesday, because Monday or Wednesday, Monday has the lowest profit for week 1. Okay, and Wednesday, if you look at Wednesday here, this is the lowest total profit for both weeks, right? So either they can choose for Monday, which is the lowest profit for week 1, or Wednesday, these 2 points here, because that's the lowest for week 2 as well. Okay, so Monday or Wednesday is your answer, which you can put here. Okay, 16D, Ruby says about the graph, Friday week 1 is 6 large squares high, Friday week 2 is 3 large squares high, so the profit on Friday week 1 is double Friday week 2. Is she correct? Okay, the answer, so if we go back and see, the answer for this is no, because 200 is not double of 140. So if I go back and see the profit on Friday, so this is the profit on Friday, which is 200. And if you look at the profit on week 2 on Friday is 140. So this is the point, which is 140 profit on week 2, and in week 1 the profit on Friday is 200. Okay, so she is incorrect because the graph doesn't show, and it's because 200 is not the double of 140, and the graph is, although it starts from 0, but it doesn't show any number which is between 0 to 100 here. All right, that's why she is incorrect. So let's move on to the next question then. Number 17. Here is a shape. A method to estimate the area of the shape is shown below. Put the shape onto a rectangular grid of dots. Write the number of dots in the shape as a fraction of the total number of dots. Work out this fraction of the area of the rectangle. Okay. So if you look at this, How do we calculate the area of the rectangle? So if we count the number of dots in the shape, that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 dots out of 17, 18, 19, 20. So 16 out of 20. If you simplify this fraction, that gives you, by dividing both numbers by 4, that gives you 4 over 5. Okay, so 4/5. Now work out this fraction of the area of the rectangle. So if you want to work out the area of the rectangle, that gives you 4 over 5. Okay, so the area of the rectangle is 45 centimeters square, because when you do 6 times 7.5. Okay, so that's the area of the rectangle, which is 6 times 7.5, which is 45 centimeter square. So if we want to find the area of the shape, we need to do 4 over 5 of means multiply 45. Now you just simply type this whole thing on a calculator, and that gives you the answer, which is 36 centimeter square. Okay. Now 17b says, how could you improve this method to give a more reliable answer? So because the dots are quite separate from each other, so you can say that she can use more dots, or the space or between the dots should be less, so they can have a more precise answer. Question number 18. The speed of the International Space Station is 27,576 kilometers per hour. The station travels 42,600 kilometers in one orbit. Work out the number of full orbits the station does in one day. Okay, the speed. So the topic this question is coming from is the speed, distance, time graph. So let me draw the triangle, the formula triangle, which you need to remember is speed, distance, time. So that is the formula triangle. The total speed of the International Space Station is 27,576 kilometers per hour. Okay, that means in 1 hour, the space station travels this much distance. The station travels 42,600 kilometers in one orbit. Work out the number of full orbits the station does in one day. Okay, so first of all, we will, from this statement here, the first sentence, we will calculate how much distance a space station travel in one day if it travels with this speed here. So in one day we have 24 hours. If you multiply 27,576, if you multiply that by 24, okay, that gives you the total distance which space station will travel, which is 661,824 kilometers in one day a space station can travel. Now the station travels 42,600 kilometers in one orbit. That means to calculate the number of orbits, if we divide 661,824, if we divide that by the distance station travels, which is 42,600, that gives you the number of orbits the station will travel, which equals to 15.5 or 15 full orbits.